what if we could just throw out our existing political systems and start all over? Today, we're diving into a really cool thought experiment, a complete redesign of democracy right from the ground up. So let's really put that question to you. What if you had the power, right now, to design a democracy completely from scratch? I mean, just imagine that freedom for a second. No historical baggage, no centuries of messy compromises. You've just got a clean slate, a blank page to build a government based purely on first principles. So, where would you even begin? Well, this particular thought experiment, which actually comes from a German source, proposes a pretty radical new foundation. Forget the traditional three branches of government we all learned about. This system is built on four distinct pillars of power. Let's break them down. Okay, so the entire structure rests on Pillar 1, the people. And this isn't just some abstract idea. It's a direct voting body. In the system, every single citizen is part of the sovereign power that forms the absolute base of the state. Right, so from that foundation, the people directly elect the next pillar, the council. You can think of this as the legislative branch. It's a 600-member parliament with representatives chosen from local districts. Pillar 3 is the board. This is your executive branch, the government. But it's super lean, just 12 members. And each one is elected by the entire population to manage the state. And finally, here's the wild card, the most unusual part of this whole setup. Pillar 4 is the Watcher. This is a single, incredibly powerful individual, also elected by everyone, whose entire job is to be an independent check on the rest of the system. Okay, so you've got these four pillars. How does anything actually get done? Well, the process for passing a law is pretty straightforward. Any one of the four pillars can propose one. And once a bill is on the table, the other three pillars have exactly 2 weeks to vote yes, no, or abstain. But here's the catch. For a law to actually pass, the bar is set incredibly high. It needs a third of all eligible voters in the country to vote yes. It needs a 2/3 supermajority in the council. It needs unanimous agreement from all 12 members of the board. And of course, the Watch's vote. This system is clearly designed to make sure only the most widely supported laws ever see the light of day. Now, for a system like this to be so responsive, it needs a whole new kind of engine. So how does it all work in practice? Well, the answer is that every single part of this democracy is built on a digital foundation. Technology here isn't an afterthought, it's the central nervous system. At the very heart of this is something they call the approval option. Think about it. Instead of just voting every few years and then kind of hoping for the best, every citizen can signal their approval or disapproval for any politician at any time in real time. It's like a permanent live approval rating, but with actual teeth. So you're probably wondering, how do you manage all this constant feedback? Well, the entire system runs through a single official state app. It's designed to be the one and only place you go for every civic interaction. No more bureaucracy. This app is basically your personal cockpit for politics. From here, you can vote on laws, you can look up detailed, unbiased profiles on candidates, start your own public debates, and even send messages directly to politicians. You can even decide to run for office yourself with just a few clicks. It's a level of direct participation that's just way beyond anything we have today. And to make sure this all works, there's one massive, game-changing rule. All political advertising outside of the official app is completely banned. The whole idea is to make elections a real contest of ideas and qualifications, not just a battle of who has the biggest ad budget. So that's the system. But what about the politicians themselves? What's it actually like to work inside this new democracy? Well, this design completely redefines what it means to be a public servant, and it starts with some pretty radical rules. First up, let's talk money. Every politician, doesn't matter if you're a council member or the Watcher, earns the exact same salary. Twice the salary of a skilled professional, like a teacher. It's this very specific number designed to attract talented people, but without creating a super wealthy, out-of-touch political class. And get this, they even thought about what politicians wear. There are no power suits, no fancy outfits. The official dress code is just normal, everyday clothes. The goal is to visually shrink that distance between politicians and the people they're supposed to be serving. And this might be the most extreme rule in the entire system. Radical transparency. Imagine if every single official email, every chat, every phone call a politician makes was automatically logged and made public for every citizen to see in the app. In a system like this, there are no backroom deals because, well, there are no back rooms. So when you take a step back and look at all these wild ideas, what's the big picture? What's the core philosophy holding it all together? It really comes down to three main guiding principles.
Yeah, everything we've talked about is really built on these three ideas: giving every citizen direct power through technology, holding every person in power permanently accountable, and making every government action radically transparent by default.
So, what are we looking at here? Is this a bold blueprint for the democracy of tomorrow, a genuine digital republic? Or is this all just a beautiful utopia that, in the real world, would be destined to fail in new and spectacular ways? What do you think? It's a fascinating question, and the discussion is officially open.